Are you done? It's been ages. As you guys can tell from the title, basically I got catfished. That's case in point. 2014, around that area when I was 16. I met him when I was 16, I'm 20 right now. 20, right? 20, like fuck that shit. I am 20. Besides that, this was 4 years ago. When I was in 11th grade. When I was in fourth grade, what am I saying? 11th grade. I was in 11th grade when I met him, and you know, I was a lonely kid. I didn't really have any friends, or I just didn't want to hang out with my friends, and I was really stuck on social media wanting to be friends with people online. I didn't know how dangerous it was, but like, okay, I wasn't ignorant. I knew the dangers of talking to people online, so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna talk to anyone that looks shady or an older man, but of course people catfish. I remember meeting them on November of 2013. Do not interrupt me. No. I met him in the year 2013. I'm gonna be looking down because I'm looking at like a timeline that I wrote. I kept track of actually everything that he did. Not a weird way, but like in a way where it was fishy what he was doing, so I kept track of everything that was weird. I just kept track of the weird things, like the photos. I would kind of save them. 2013 November into 2014, and we got really close during the December time when the time was transitioning. And when I met him, I like literally head over heels with this kid. I knew something was odd because of his profile. Like he would talk to like fake accounts, like role play accounts. And I was kind of like not new on Twitter. I was on Twitter for about a year until I met him, and I didn't know what role playing was, so I ended up meeting these different role play accounts. I was like, okay, whatever, you know, they're role play. It's obvious that they're role play. I wasn't sure if he was role play or he was real. I was like, okay, you know, whatever. I took it as that because I was a bit naive and ignorant on the subject. And the sucky part is that he would tell me that he liked me back. And I was like, what? This kid likes me back? I felt special. So I was like, this is the first guy that I've ever liked that I met on... No, actually there's another guy that I liked online, but he was different. That's a different story. He wasn't that like sneaky about things. So I was like, whatever. But this guy was so like, he was so different from other people. Like, I don't know, he was just so cool to me. Like when I met him, he was just so not happy, but he was just different. Like he would say things differently, he acted differently, and he was just so cool. Like, I don't know, he was different. That's just different. I don't know what to say about that, but yeah, he was different. He was bisexual. That's a little background story that he was bisexual. I didn't know that at first. I thought he was gay. So I was like, you know what, this kid could be my best friend. He can be my gay best friend. I was like, oh my god, like the perfect thing. I was all cool with it, but I liked him a lot. Like he would kind of show signs of flirting, and I was like, okay, you know, maybe he likes me. And I took that as that, but he had a boyfriend at the time, a role play boyfriend, and I was like, I don't know if that's real or not. I really wasn't sure how the roleplay rules worked. So I was like, I didn't roleplay. I was myself on Twitter and everything. I was kind of into the, you know, emo kids that looked emo and had the flippy hair and everything. And so yeah, I like that type. You know, 16-year-old, duh. He was 16 too, so I was like, oh my god, this is so perfect. At that time I was actually watching Catfish. I was like, you know, this is shady. Let me look this stuff up, and I did, but a little more backstory on Catfish, I'll tell you guys later. But around December, let me see the photo, because I have a photo when he had introduced me to his sister. I know I asked her if I could make this video, and I told her, can I make this video? And she goes, just don't involve me. But to be honest, she was a big part of it, so how can I not involve you, you know? So I'm sorry, I'm not gonna use your real name, but like, not that you used your real name, so it's fine. Alright, November-ish 2013, that's when I was like, this kid, I love him. And I was stupid, you know, I fell in love with this kid at first sight, and it's just like, love at first sight. Yes, I believe in it, but sometimes you gotta be careful. Throughout the month, I really thought he liked me, but he had a boyfriend, so I was like, what the fuck is this kid doing? You know, what is he doing? Like, what's his angle? What's his purpose in doing this? I thought him and I were like really close and best friends and everything, but guess what? No, we were not. And it turns out he had another best friend that was a girl who was a roleplay account, and I forgot her name. Okay, let's just say I met them around November time because that's when I met his sister. And oh, I have so much proof of like him being fake. Like, it was so obvious. In the back of my head, I just didn't want it to be real. I wanted him to be the person he had portrayed to be. I even asked him the first time, not the first time I met him, like the second month into it when we were really close, December time, like, dude, are you fake? Because like I found these photos of this kid online that you perceive to be, and this is a real kid. I saw his YouTube videos and everything. So who are you? You know, like what are you doing? Like, is this actually you? I want to know who the real you is, not the fake you. He was like, yeah, that is me. So I was like, why is this kid lying? I kept my guard up the whole time. I knew him. I knew this kid was lying. Like, I found the photos of the real kid you were perceiving. Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, it is you. Like, I continued with the, yeah, it is you thing, because I didn't want to lose him. When I met his sister, I was like, this girl, she acts so much like him. I even told her throughout the whole time also, like, dude, you act like so much like your brother. Like, are you sure you're not him? I would ask them, are you sure you're not him? Are you sure you're not him? Various times throughout the years, like, of me knowing him. Again, 2013, 2000, almost 18. So I've known him for a while. So we were friends for 2.5 years until he stopped talking to me. It sucked because like we were close. He gave me his number, we gave each other his number. But the shady part, these are the shady parts that were the reasons I thought the sister, let's call her, you know what, Jay's sister, call her V. She shared the same phone as him. You know, those kind of things that are very obvious that things happen. Like when I met V, she was very nice. She was 13 at the time, so I was like, oh, okay, you know, she's 13, young, that could be a thing. Like, they catfish at those times. I once had kind of catfished when I was 13, just as like a tiny thing, but then I confessed like a week later, so it was nothing like that, nothing bad. But she had an Instagram and everything, and she would post, oh, look, my brother, blah blah blah, and all her friends were like, oh, your brother Jay, like, how's he doing, blah blah blah. And I even had like screenshots of it too. Jay was just he never posted, like, he never had Instagram. I was close with her. I started becoming close with her. I would talk to her and then I would talk to him, and we were like, you know, I would try to talk to him at the same time to see who responded. In December time, he had disappeared, and she kind of give me attitude, like, okay, like, why are you giving me attitude? Like, I just asked where your brother's at. I loved him. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I really liked him. I wanted to know where he was. He would tell me, oh, I like you, and then he disappeared for a while, and she said he had ran away. I was like, that's kind of weird. Why are you gonna run away? And by the way, she lived a few states off. He was not a good texter. I was like, whatever, dude. He didn't reply as much, and he would ignore my texts, and sometimes they would text me, and it would be either V texting me or it would be Jay texting me on the same phone. They said they shared the same phone. I guess that's possible. For the whole time I was thinking, you know what, V's Jay, like, they're the same person. Like, they can't possibly be using the same phone. But I used to use the same phone as my sister, yes. But you go to the same school or something, yeah, okay, you're always together, then okay, I understand that. That's why me and my sister use the same phone. But for Jay and V, he was older. She was in middle school while he was in high school. Like, how could they use the same phone? You know, that doesn't make sense. During that time, V had a boyfriend, and his name was, let's call him Mark. I would talk to him. Mark, we kind of talked a lot via text. I would always ask him stuff because I was always curious about V and Jay's family. Mark would go to V's house, and I would talk to Mark and say, dude, do you know if she has a brother, Jay, or an older brother? And he would say, oh, I've never seen her older brother. He was never home or anything. Like, I don't know who this older brother is. I just know she's an older sister and a younger brother. And I was like, fuck, dude, I'm pretty 100% sure Jay and V are the same person. So I kept in contact with Mark, asked him various questions, but then V broke up with Mark. And I was like, damn it, my entryway is kind of gone, because I felt awkward talking to V's boyfriend when they were just not together anymore. So I was like, you know what, I can't talk to this kid. V would tell me various times, oh, Jay is just out with his friends partying. He was also a football player, by the way, guys. He's a football player, emo football player. Like, that's gold. That's just gold. I've had only three guys that I've known And those 3 guys of like, one was at my school, one was online, the other one was also online. I'll tell you guys about the other one later. Okay, February. When he came back around February, turns out he had a fluffing boyfriend, like another boyfriend. I think he was cheating on his other boyfriend with this boyfriend. I was so hurt. Why the heck would he tell me he likes me and have a boyfriend? Like, it bothered me so much. Like, I was the jealous type back in the day. Now I've learned to worthy myself more. So I'm like, I'm chill. The boyfriend that he had, I knew him actually. Not knew him in person, but I knew of him on the online social media aspect of Twitter. His boyfriend and I were actually friends for a while before Jay came into my life. Seth ended up like breaking up with Jay and cutting all ties. He left Twitter. He ended up like, he was suicidal, so I don't know what happened to him. I think he, committed. But again, I don't know this whole roleplay stuff. I don't really know about. I still don't know till this day, like, if the things that they did were real or the things that they did were not real. I actually remember what happened. I just remembered. Okay, so basically, Jay found out that Seth had cheated on him. So he ended up finding out, like, throughout this whole thing, I was still in love with this Jay, and I would tweet him every day, tell him to come back, be like, come back to Twitter, be my friend. Text me, whatever, and I was like sending him like love letters and everything, so it was kind of weird. Seth cheated while Jay was on his little hiatus from Twitter, and he just cheated. And he found out, and everything happened, and he ended up telling this girl that I was talking to as well, like her friend. I was her friend. This girl, I'm not gonna give her name because she was not that important to the story. She was Seth's friend, she was Seth's best friend, and Seth had told her what happened, and so she's like, oh dude, what happened? She had asked Jay. And Jay was like, Seth cheated on me. She liked that I was always with Jay. She knew that I was close to Jay. So she ended up saying like, Brianna's like literally the nicest person ever. You should be with her because she would never hurt you. He's like, I know, and he like laughed about it because he knew that I was like literally the nicest person ever. Besides all that, Seth disappeared. His boyfriend like died off Twitter. Then another one came. Oh god, guys, you know how mad I was? Jay was either a hidden low-key gay kid or a girl, because who goes after all these guys and still hits on a girl? What are you doing? V was still in the story. She would tell me about all these like stories, like, oh yeah, Jay would go out to parties, he would hang out with his friends, like he would like do drugs and like smoke weed and all that stuff, stoner life. And so I was like, this kind of sucks, like I didn't know that about him until she had told me. After meeting Jay again, like I actually thought I had a chance, but he ended up saying this during November. He says, it kind of sucks, I'm in love with 2 people. And I never knew that I could be in love with 2 people. And I was like, you know what? Johnny Depp once said, if you love someone else while you're with someone or you love another, go with the second person because you wouldn't have fallen in love with that person if you weren't over that first person. So basically, go with the second person. Years later, I ended up finding out that this girl was not about me. It was not about me. So guys, this girl that he was in love with was not me. It was actually a girl I ended up finding on Twitter who was younger, around 2 years younger than me, and was smitten as well for him. I ended up actually messaging her, not recently, messaging her at that time. She actually lives where I live, in the area, like the same state as me. Like, we live in the same state. Like, she literally lives maybe an hour and a half away from me. I was like, you know what, I have to meet this girl. And I was actually so down to meet her, but we couldn't actually meet. My mom didn't trust people online, so I couldn't meet her. He ended up, liking that girl, but he ended up liking this other kid. So basically what happened, he met another guy. His name was Dexter. Dexter was a different little character that he had fallen in love with. But guess what? He had another guy on the side. His name was Dylan. Fake name was Dylan. He met another guy named Dylan while he met Dexter. He fell in love with Dylan on the break he was on, and then he met Dexter. He met Dylan and he fell for him very hard. They actually met. Yes, they actually met. Dylan and Jay met actually in person. They hung out, they cuddled, they did all the boyfriend things. So I literally was like, he's a homosexual. After they broke up during the summer of 2014, he got with Dexter. He was very different. He's very fluffy, he was very bubbly, he was very happy, and they were always talking on the phone. This bitch doesn't even freaking call me, and why does he call it? Like, what the frick. He broke up with Dylan because they weren't vibing that well, and he went with Dexter. It's funny because I talked to Dexter because I wanted to get a little bit of the insight of what Jay was doing. But Jay and I were so close. We would talk every day and everything. I just loved him so much. He would be like, I love you too, Brianna, but I have a boyfriend, so I cannot reciprocate those little love stuff to you because I am with someone. But I do love you. I was like, thanks. But whatever. When he was with Dexter, I would talk to Dexter and Jay at the same time. But I didn't really know about Dylan, so I was like, whatever. I met only Dylan once. When I would talk to Dexter, he was like, you know, you're so much like Jay. It's weird, like, you act like Jay. And I'm like, do I? Like, what? And he's like, yeah, you text like him. You just remind me so much of Jay. And I was like, okay, thanks. He would kind of get jealous. He was like, are you and Jay something? Because, like, I like him. I wanted to tell him so badly, like, yes, I like him, but I didn't want to break this little kid's heart. No, we're best friends. We're just alike. So back to V. V was a different story. She was shady AF, yet she became my best friend later on. During January, I texted whomever I was texting. It was so weird because I didn't think any of this stuff that they would tell me was real, but it just sounded so like bizarre to me. I would agree. I wasn't stupid, you know. I wasn't really believing what they were saying. But at first I was like, oh, V, you know, I thought I was talking to V, and he's like, no, V is actually out smoking with my brothers. And I'm like, when did you get brothers? Like, you only have a brother, a little brother, you know. So I was like, what are you talking about? Jay, he's like, no, dude, I have brothers like Skylar, Dylan, Jake. Like, all these like scene kid, emo kid names. Skylar, Jake, what are you doing? Rar? No rar for you. I didn't believe anything he said. I was like, dude, this kid's full of shit. I kept going with it. Oh, I was like, cool, you have brothers? Like, yeah, I was actually adopted. I was like, oh my god, this kid keeps coming through with all these lies. He said he was adopted on how his parents actually got killed by these two police and that they're like street artists. I was like, oh my god, when did the lies stop? Yet later on he had told me I actually lied. My mom and dad are actually my mom and dad. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's actually believable. He ended up actually confessing to me something that was very, very personal. You know, that kind of stuff. Stuff that children do not ever want to go through. When he had said that, I was like, are you serious? Like, dude, call the cops on this person. Like, that's not even right. What the heck are you still doing in your house? This is Jay's story, by the way. And V ended up telling me, I want to tell you something, Brianna. When I was 8, something happened. And I was like, let me guess, with this person. Like, this person did this to you. She's like, yes. How did you know? Either that person is out to get all the children in the world, or she victimized 2 children in her own family. I don't know if that's common. I really don't know. But for them to say it at the same age, at the same time, it's kind of sketchy. No, this is 100% Jay and V are the same person. I just couldn't take it. I was like, no, this is some BS. They have to be the same person. They cannot be separate people. No. I confronted V every time. You know, you have to be him. I don't know what to say. Like, you're him. You are Jay. She was like, no, I'm not Jay. I would usually text V, and V would, you know, tell me all this stuff. And she's like, oh, my brother's out right now. He's partying. He's with his boyfriend. But during the year of 2014, he broke up with Dexter. I forgot about that kid. I didn't come back to him. He broke with Dexter. Actually, Dexter broke up with him. And he ended up, like, committing again. I don't know. He thought he committed. He had told Dexter he liked me. And he was like, you know, I am in love with Brianna. I don't know. I just love her. And I was like, oh my god, I finally have a chance. But no, guess what? Dylan came back into the picture. And I was like, oh, okay. Dylan left again. He broke up with him. And it turned out, he's like, Brianna, I love you, but I can't be with you because I'm with Julia. That's a fake name. I'm with Julia, aka his real girlfriend in person. Never knew about, but thanks for telling me. He ended up actually having a girlfriend in person, so I was like, what this bullshit, you know? I knew you before her. What the frick is this? And I told V, like, V, why didn't you tell me he had a girlfriend? And he actually stopped talking to me while he was with her. He was on Instagram. He made an Instagram and I followed him, everything, and he ended up telling me, oh, Brianna, follow me on Instagram. I followed him on Instagram. I was like, cool, Gucci. And he didn't post, but when he posted, he would post about, like, me. He would be like, Brianna, I love you, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, I love you. And I thought we were going to be together. Like, I literally thought we were going to be together. And then, guess what? He posts his girlfriend. He posts his girlfriend. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. Because he had stopped talking to me for a while. until he posted that, and I liked it, and then he liked my photo back, so I was like, maybe we cool. I was like, this guy looks familiar in the photos. I don't know if this is his girlfriend or not, or if this is him, you know. I kept that catfish in my head, like, you're not real. I ended up looking the photo up, and lo and behold, I found them on Facebook. I found him on Facebook, and it was not Jay. It was a kid named Mikey. He was a scene kid, emo kid. There's another kid named Chris. He also was Chris, and all that stuff happened. I confronted him, dude, who's this kid named Mikey, and why are you pretending to be him? And he's like, no, that's me, that's my girlfriend V, another V. I actually, midway through the whole, like, 2014, 2015, I found a Facebook account, and it was Jay's Facebook account. And he was a role player and everything. During the 2014 ending of the summer, 2014 summer, was that he had a girlfriend, right? But at the same time, he liked the girl named Kay. Kay, the girl that lived in the same state as I did. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to meet the girl, and I didn't end up meeting the girl. I ended up telling her, Jay loves me and I love him. And she's like, I can tell, but he told me he loved me. And I was like, I was so hurt. You know what, you can have him. Like, I was like, whatever. In my head, I'm like, you know what, I'm good enough to have anyone I want. And I know that because I'm nice. I'm not the most decent person looking, but I'm nice. I have nice hair, thanks. I'm pretty cool, okay? That's the gist of it. I'm pretty cool, so I'm likable too. I was always there for him. I would always talk to him. The girl and I got close, Kay, and I would talk to her. It turned out that Kay went to wherever J and V live, and she was actually gonna meet him. I was like, oh my god, you're actually going to meet him. You're finally gonna see him. Like, we're gonna know how he looks. She actually said, you know, I think he's fake. And I was like, I know he's fake. Like, I just want to prove. We actually teamed up together to see how fake this kid was. She ended up telling me how she thinks it's V, and I was like, dude, I think it's V too. Like, what? During the time Kay had visited the same state they were in, Jay was saying, you know what, this is getting too real for me, so I can't meet you. I cannot meet you. You know, as all catfishes, they leave. So I was like, fudge, dude, we're never gonna know how Jay looks. Kay was like, you know, I'm gonna go to their house. I'm gonna convince my mom to go to their house. She didn't go to their house, but she waited in the city for them. Jay came up with this story saying, oh, I actually went to your hotel to meet you, and I brought flowers because I was so sorry that I couldn't do it, and I left. He didn't even leave the flowers. So he says, no, he did not. She was kind of done with it. She was like, you know what, this kid's fake. I don't want anything to do with it. I know he loves you, so just be with him. And I was like, no, I can't be with him because he has a girlfriend. So I was like, whatever. She was even like, I don't care if he has a girlfriend. I love him. And if I see him, I'm gonna kiss him. She was a very nice girl. She was a few years younger than me. She was a 9th grader when I was an 11th grader, so she was 2 years younger than me. Let me tell you guys, during 2015, throughout this, he told me he loved me. Even 2014, around April 2014 right here, he loved me. And guess what? On October 9th, 2014, he had the courage to actually ask me out. He said, Brianna, I've known you for a long time. We've known each other for a while, and I was like, I can read it to you. I literally have a message right here. Brianna, here I go. Brianna. I was like, Jay? I was like, yes. I knew it was coming because we were so close, dude. Like, October was the shit. And I was like, oh my god, is this the moment of everything I wanted? I was so in love with him. I thought I was gonna marry this kid. He goes, I've known you for a while now. ... I've grown very close to you. You've helped me get through a lot. I've started to see straight, and I have a clear mind. Anyways, I was wondering, will you be mine as my girlfriend? Like, forever, question mark? I think I pissed myself. I'm so nervous. Oh my god, it's been 1 minute since I've asked you. I was like, oh my god, yes, I will go out with you. I'll be your girlfriend forever and ever and ever. And I love you. So yes, I loved him. I loved him a lot. I don't know if it was puppy love. I don't know if it was real love. And I loved him a lot. Like, I was in love. I was 16 years old. Yes, you're young a bit. Some people may say you're young, you're too young to be in love, but I was in love. The time we were together, he was always busy. He was going to football practice. He was going out partying, doing whatever he was doing. I was like, you know, okay, whatever. He kind of got distant while we were together. You know, we got together. Everything was Gucci. We were all good. Everything was so good. Like, seriously, I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, I finally have it to myself. Like, Oh my god. And no. He sent me a goodbye letter a month into the relationship. But throughout that month, he was kind of like off and on, gone. And I would talk to V for a while. And I forgot to tell you guys, like, besides all that, like around 2013, 2014, prior to that, to this happening, V, she kind of got weird. Like, she got mad at me because I was kind of like low-key checking and stalking on her Instagram account. She was like, why are you following everyone I follow? I was like in my head, like, dude, you're stupid, because like, why would you get mad if someone's following the same person you're following? Like, people follow other people all the time. Like, who cares if I'm following the same people you're following? Like, get over it. And of course, I was actually following the people she was following because I wanted to get more information about her and him. But I didn't tell her that. This is what he had said. He said, I want to apologize for being me. This is going to break you, but it's for the best. I hope you forgive me. It's been a long time. Every day I'm slowly getting worse and worse. I need to focus on the real things in life. I'm depressed. I have too many problems. I'm addicted to drugs. You know, I'm the party type. I get in trouble and I'm bad. Really bad. I need to say goodbye, Brianna. To everyone, don't mention this to my sister or anyone of my friends. You're the only one I've texted before I do something. I love you. Don't wait, because I'm never coming back. This is harsh. I just need to sleep for a while. I'll see you soon. Good night. Farewell, my beautiful princess. Sweet dreams and ever after. And I called him so many times after that message. Like, dude, I was like low-key crying. And I told myself I would never cry for a guy, but I was like legit, like, he never had sent me anything like that before. And I had messaged V, your brother's trying to hurt himself. I don't know what to do. It was just very dramatic. Like, very dramatic. I ended up finding out that he went into a home where they help people, not like a foster home or like an old people home, where they help disturbed children. Like, if you cut yourself or like you've been raped or something like that, you go to this house. 11 days after that, or 10 days after that, Jay texted me that he might be back. And I put another update a month later, December 1st. I put Jay texted me about an hour ago, which I assume was 4:30 on Instagram. Oh, and oh my god, I forgot. November 21st of 2014 at 8 o'clock. He was so happy. He was back. He was like, Brianna, I'm back. I think I'm better a bit. And the home I'm staying at is actually helping me. I'm getting better. I'm getting help. I'm getting therapy. They don't let me use my phone, so I kind of like asked my sister, can I use your phone? Guess what? A month later, he breaks up with me out of the blue. And I even have the message too. December 1st, 4 o'clock p.m. He texts me, we need to break up. Please lose my number, etc. Erase me from your life. Don't speak to my family ever again. He used a fake profile where he had this photo of him and a girl kissing, but I don't think that was him. But it was a fake profile. Everything was fake. He had broken up with me December 1st of 2014. After that, I was like, what the hell? You're breaking up with me after you said everything was good and we were gonna be happy together? Like, what happened? You were hardly here during the relationship and you break up with me all of a sudden because why? What? I was blaming myself, like, what did I do? And no, again, guess what I found out? I was on a rampage. I was like, I told his sister, I was like, what the heck happened? Like, what did I do? Why did he break up with me? I was so happy when he asked me out. Like, I even told her when he asked me, I was like, dude, Jay asked me out. Oh my god. And she was like, what? He asked you out, really? She was so happy for me. She's like, oh my god, finally that dumb kid asked you out, because like, honestly, you're literally the perfect girl to be with him. You're so nice to him and everything. And I was like, I know. But no, a month later he broke up with me. There has to be something up. And I went crazy, kind of crazy. I went onto Twitter again and checked, and guess what? This kid was active. After a week of breaking up with me, he started being active on it. Like 3 days later, I was talking to his sister about it. Like, she messaged me, hey. I was like, oh, hey. And then he went onto his sister's account and was like, seriously? F off. Stop talking to my family. Thanks for understanding. You're being like blocked. Like, stop talking to my family. I'm blocking you everywhere. Like, stop talking to my family. Just stop. I was like, what the heck? Like, dude, what the F, you know, what just happened? It was like seriously the meanest thing ever. I was so hurt, like low-key. I was like, I need at least a freaking reason why you broke up with me. I went on Twitter, right? I saw that he was on, and I was like, really? Like, are you serious? Like, you're back on Twitter after a year? He started talking to this girl, this roleplay account, and they're like, oh, we're best friends. And she was like, oh, my best friend's back. And I was like, have you talked to him at all during the time he was gone? No, I did. And I was like so hurt that he considered her his best friend. I had messaged the girl. I was like, hey. I was like, Jay was my boyfriend a while back, and now he's with another person, or he's flirting with other people. Why would he do that? He just broke up with me out of nowhere. She told him and showed him everything. V ended up telling me, dude, like, stop. I can't tell you the truth right now, and it's hurting me that I can't tell you the truth. But it turned out, she told me, you know, Jay, like, I'm right next to him. She ended up blocking me. And then out of everything that happened, he ends up blocking me. V, did he even like me? He never lied about loving you. He never lied about liking you. He really, really liked you. He really likes you, like, now. What I found out sucked. Because in January, guys, I found out he had gotten back with Dylan online. So I messaged Dylan like, oh hey, so what does the M stand for in your last name? He's like, the love of my life's name. I asked V one more time, V, please, I'm begging you, tell me the truth. And she goes, okay, I'll tell you the truth. He's back with Dylan, he's been with him, and he's actually going to live with him. They lived together for a while. And I was like, what the fuck? It turns out Dylan and him lived with each other for a while. That's why he was kind of like MIA sometimes. He had a girlfriend in real life, and I was just shook. So Dylan wanted to move in with him. He actually had moved across the world just to try to visit him once in a while. And he had a girlfriend in real life, Julia, the same girl he was with during the summer of 2014, a few months back. In 2015 was just like, what WTF? So much drama, guys. This doesn't even begin to go into the drama of what V had gone into later on. V would always tell me, like, just forget about him. February rolled around. We were good. We were good again, kind of thing. I always acted like him and I had nothing. Like, every time we spoke, it felt like nothing was wrong, you know? That person where you break apart, when you guys get back together, where you're not, I wasn't back with him, but like, as reunite as friends, or just talk, you guys feel like there's nothing ever had happened. Nothing bad had ever happened. You guys were just good. So that's how it was for me and him. I was always nice. I was never mean. I was seriously the nicest person ever. Like, you guys can ask anyone and you'll be like, wow, you're really nice. Rewind back to where he had sent me a letter. All I could remember was feeling so sad. Like, I was literally crying every day. Every single day, I was so sad. I was literally depressed. I was not even kidding. I was in love with this kid. Like, I never cried for a guy like that. Every time I would read the letter, I was just heartbroken. I was beyond heartbroken. But back to February where we were good. After I found out he cheated, I was like, okay, you know, he's with the guy, whatever. And he confronted me. He said, you know, Brianna, yes, I was with this person, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, thank you for telling me. It didn't feel like anything had changed. It just sucked. Okay, guys. It's a different day. The next day, I forgot to put this part in. I feel out of breath. I didn't mention this, that when we would talk on the phone, Jay and I would not talk on the phone, but V and I would talk on the phone. We were more closer. Jay and I were close, but V and I became close in 2014, 2015. The part that was kind of weird, because when I would talk to V, was that first off, Jay never called me. That's the first sign of a catfish, because, you know, they don't call you. And then whenever I would call V, Jay would usually be in the background. I was like, why doesn't he just talk to me? You know, it's kind of weird. Like, why is he in the background and not, like, talking to me? So I was like, that's very sketchy. One more sketchier part was that every time I talked to V, her little brother, they call him Little Jay, he sounded exactly like him. And I know that siblings, they talk similar, especially in the same household. For example, a lot of people say that I talk like my sister. I was thinking maybe that's it, but they sounded too similar, so I was thinking they were lying, you know, like, oh, this is Jay, but it was actually your little brother talking. So those are the things that, like, little things that kind of made me think, like, it's probably her. February came around, and he ended up confessing to me, Brianna, I'm fake. Finally, this kid confesses to me, and I was like already, you know, on the sideline. I was literally like filling out catfish papers. Oh my god, he finally confessed. He told me he was fake, but I never knew who the heck he was. I was so pissed, but like, this is what he told me. He said that he had met someone on Facebook that was his old boyfriend, that it turns out like he's like, I fell in love with this person, me and this person were inseparable, and I would help them out and blah blah blah. I knew this person online. He ended up saying that he met this person that he didn't know what the roleplay thing was. He thought this person was real. Basically, he got catfished first. He got catfished and it turned out to be a girl. But he liked this girl a lot, so he stuck with her. Oh, the person's name was Ash. After Ash, this whole Ash thing had happened, he was like kind of heartbroken, and he started getting into roleplay kind of things, but he would say he wasn't roleplay. He fell in love with a few guys online, and one girl, Kay. And then Kay, she had moved on with her real life. She never came back to him. I was stuck with Jay. I stuck with him until 2015, he disappeared. Completely ghosted me. After he had confessed that he was fake, he told me that when he met me, he felt bad lying. V ended up confessing, yes, he's fake. I couldn't have told you during the time we knew each other because it was him. He always told me to lie. But I never really found out who he was. Around April, I got more news about him. He called V. I stuck with V. She was my best friend at the time. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys that during the time I actually had given him my passwords to my account. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Sometimes randomly I would see like messages and comments on my Instagram that he would message me. It was weird. Brianna's mine or something. Random. He would message random people and I was like, what? I was like, I never wrote this. I'm sorry. It turned out it was him writing these things. So basically, I never found out who he was. Jay never told me how he actually looked. She never confessed to being him. Like seriously, like I would ask her even after he disappeared. He ghosted me. Like she would say, oh no, it's not me. December of 2015, he came back. He told me, oh, I'm actually in California. And he actually was there for a few months and I didn't know and he didn't visit me. But then he had messaged me recently in November 2016. Is my sister okay? And I said yes. That was the last time. The last time was November 9th, 2016. And that's it. That was the last time we talked and I never really found out. I just messaged his sister and I have no idea if they were the same person. In another video, if you guys want a continuation or me to talk to his sister, call her and confront her, comment down below. Like this video, please. Subscribe. I love you guys. Bye. My battery's dying. Oh my god.